Hello, my sweet children. Here is your tutorial for R1, Pythagorean theorem, finding the length of the hypotenuse. All right, so to begin with, in a little bit, you're going to need to know which one's a squared, b squared, c squared. Just know that your two legs, these are your legs, those are basically your straight parts, are considered your a and b squared. And then the line that is your slanted one is your C. Okay, so in a little while when we do another problem, you're going to need to know what that is. All right, so if you watched the video on the lesson that Miss Carpenter made, then you already know these formulas. And you know that you're supposed to take your numbers, 12 squared plus 16 squared equals C squared. So this is your A squared plus B squared equals C squared. That's your formula. And I would have a calculator out because you're going to be using that a good bit. So go ahead and put those numbers in. 12 squared is obviously 144 plus your 16 squared, 256, gives you a total of 400. Right, then you're going to take that number and you're going to find the square root of that number. So the square root of 400 would be 20. So then your answer for C squared is 20. All right, I'm going to jump a few levels and get to some with some decimals. All right, so we're going to do the same thing again with this one. You've got A and B squared, and then your C squared to set up your equation. A squared plus B squared equals C squared. So we can do 6.8 plus 5.7 will give us that C. So 6.8 squared is going to be 46.24 plus your 5.7 squared is 32.49. Add those numbers together. That gives you 78.73, and then you're going to take the square root of that number. And then you have to round this to the nearest tenth. So the number that I've got is 8.87. So if we round it to the nearest tenth, there's actually a lot more numbers after it, but I'm not going to write all those because we only need to worry about the tenth. All right, so this is your 10th place, which is the first number after your decimal. Look next door. 5 or more, you're going to add 1. So it's going to be 8.9. And that will be your answer.